Hi everyone, one last video for this series in the Holiday Sparkle for the quests, the last video actually. And I'm just going to quickly cover animation. Now, I'm sure you're pretty saturated right now with all the stuff you've been watching, so I'm going to do this really quickly because it's really more of a place for you to go play around in. It's an application called Powtoon. It is free. You can record or make animations up to 3 minutes in length for free. However, as an educator, you have a special deal if you pay. So if you went into Powtoon, this is the login page actually. If you went in, you could sign up with Google or Facebook. But as an educator, if you sign in with your educator account at the college and then continue through, you can get special pricing if you wanted to have a bit more than the free account and have longer videos. So for educators, it's significantly cheaper than the regular price. So for teachers, $6 a month or $72 a year, $72 a year. But you can have the free version, which gives you up to 3-minute videos, whereas teachers get up to 20 minutes of videos and more space. So that's up to you, but maybe start off with the free version and see how you like it, play around to see if it's something you would use with your deliverables, with your students, with your colleagues, and whatever way you would want to use these animations. Now, animations aren't hard because Powtoon is set up to be very user-friendly. You're not supposed to have to know too much of the ins and outs of making animations to do this. So it's very simple and it's very fast. And on top of all that, they have a gazillion templates that you could use. After you get an account, you'll have this place called a workspace. And there's all sorts of instruction tutorial videos and all sorts of great stuff like that. So there's lots of learning opportunities to get you going when you want to get in more deep into creating these animations. But to start off with, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see there's templates. And oh my gosh, there's so many templates. They go on and on and on and on and on. Now you can use these templates in your courses or wherever as is. That's perfectly fine. You can just take them and go. But if you want to go in and make them yours, adjust them, adapt them to your needs, you can do that as well. So here, if you scroll across the top, there's a bunch of different subcategories. So if you went into, say, EDU, for example, you could find all sorts of interesting things that you could be looking at, either to download and use as is or to edit. So for example, here's one here called Who's Who. Now you can preview them here in the template. Okay, so right off the bat, I see that it's like, who are the people working in the company? From an educator perspective, that could be for students a video on about who are the people working on the campus. Let's say you want them to get to know people who they could approach on campus, such as for student services or librarians, etc. So you could set up a video this way very quickly by just editing the template. Click on the Edit Template button. And then all you have to do at that point is wait for it to open and go in and change the text, change the name of the people, change the name of the titles, make a few tweaks here and there, and that's all you have to do. So there's two things here. There's an edit and create mode. Edit is very simplified. Like in a template, it's edited. All you have to go in is move to the different slides. And let's just say for this one, you could change this to at this campus. Right? And then you could move to the next slide. And then who's what. And then you could change the names here. You could change the departments. You could continue on through this presentation all the way down, through all the slides, and then make it yours. Now, when you're done, on the right-hand side, there's a button for export. Now, you can preview it. It'll save, but you should click the Save button if you want to. You can preview it, and then when you're ready, you can export it. You can download it as an MP4, an image, to YouTube, Powtoon. You can just send the link from Powtoon and just share the video from Powtoon. You don't even need to download it if you didn't want to. I tend to because I find it safer that way. But you can just stream it from Powtoons directly. And also you can download it as a PowerPoint for people who maybe don't have like a lot of high internet access or low speeds, so they could have the PowerPoint as an option, or a PDF. So you can download it in a whole bunch of different ways. And that's it. That's all you need to do to put an animation in your course, in your website, anywhere, or an email. It doesn't really matter. So you can make animations very quickly. Now, if you want to get a little fancier and get into a bit more detail, there's a lot of fun to make an animation. And the tools here are very easy to use. So this here on the left, we're just editing. If you go into create mode, now you can go in and you can start changing the characters and doing different things, because animations basically work on a slider. So each slide has a timeline, and the timeline could be up to 19-20 seconds in the video, so you can add time or remove time. But basically objects are placed on the timeline at different spots, and as they're placed, as you move through the slide, the timer will go, and then the characters and objects will appear as you told them to come in, whether to come in from the bottom, just pop in, appear in. All these little characters or objects have different ways of coming in and exiting. So this one's a pop in, it's a gradual pop in, and then there's no departure. So all these, they're all going to have their own different features of how they're brought in. So you can move things around. You can change characters too, because on the right hand side, that's where all the objects are. So you could change characters. There's many different types of characters that you could be looking at. The characters all have their own animation, so you just choose if they're going to be a happy character, scared, laughing, sneezing. Like, you get to choose what your character looks like just by dragging and dropping them in. For example, if I want to have a happy person, and I like this character, I can just put her in the slide, move her somewhere, and I can make her larger, smaller, and I can change these effects. So I can change all these type of activities here. There's lots of settings, which I won't get into right now. But you can just move characters in, and I could change this character by swapping them for a different character. So all these objects can be swapped out easily with other objects. There's all sorts of different shapes here. There's all sorts of different props you could be putting in. There's videos, there's even sound. So if you want to add music to the background, you can add narration to these as well. So your voiceovers can go here, your music can go here, and you can layer them and adjust the volume. There's all sorts of things to do if you want to get into creating. So first step, get a template, edit if that's what you're interested in, and see how that goes. And then when you start to get more comfortable with Powtoons, maybe watch a few tutorial videos then to get into creating. And down the road, you won't even need the templates. You can just go in, and then you can make your own. You can just add slides one by one, and then put your own backgrounds in, and put your own timeline, characters and activities, and use your own imagination, and you can create whatever you like. You can also get students involved in putting these Powtoons together as well. They can collaborate and work together to create something knowledgeable for the class. So I hope you enjoy using Powtoons. Take the time to get to use it and see if there's fun ways you can add animation to your courses and to your deliverables, and maybe working with your students on projects. Have fun with it. Bye.